Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I'm Joe Sandow, and I've been wanting to stream some Steam board games for a while. This is an unscheduled stream. This is not uh, something I've announced ahead of time and put the word out to get a big audience because I just haven't had my stuff together to actually get these things done on a schedule. I have some things scheduled, mostly with other people, but I'm just trying to like get my groove in getting streaming to be easier and more common for me. Um, but it's sometimes it's got to happen just when my body and my life allows for it. Um, but I got a whole bunch of board game apps on Steam that I've been playing a lot by myself and sometimes with other people. Mostly I play with other people on Board Game Arena, but the apps are really pretty. They're not as accessible because they're not free, uh, but they're the ones that I have that I know how to play. I greatly enjoy, and a lot of them are well, some are competitive, some are cooperative. I've been wanting to stream Elder Sign Omens um, for a while, and that's what I'm going to do first. Probably that's going to be the whole stream because it's pretty long and it's pretty hard, and I'm not that good at it. Um, but I do have a bunch of others that I could switch to um, if I feel like it or if there's interest from people in chat. Um, I'm just going to go start playing and I will kind of explain what's going on as I go. Because um, I don't I don't expect everyone to know how to play Elder Sign. And it's cooperative, so it is possible for people in chat to like join in. Um, I don't really have my Discord set up super great for onboarding lots of people like properly, but if somebody wanted to play along and like pick a character and talk live, that would be okay. We can sort that out. Um, but more likely I'll just play all the characters and that's fine. This is an an experiment. Let's go in here. And the audio in this game is a little wonky. It is only like the whole game pauses including the audio if I click on anything else besides the game, which I have to do because I'm producing the stream and I have to move windows around. Hi Nibbler. Is it time to brush your teeth? Maybe. Um, and that's one thing. The other thing is that it does not have volume controls. It only has audio on. So I've had to do some experiments to try to get the audio to work well, along with my dance break music um, that I've also fixed so it's not so blaringly loud. Because I've heard people tell me that it's blaringly loud, and I had to fix it today so that I could figure out why that was happening. Because for me it was super quiet, and for the stream it was super loud, and I was like, "What's going on? How do I mix this not this unpleasant combination?" I get migraines if I sit and stream too long. Like I'll get a migraine like much later after the stream if I just stream like a normal person, just sitting for hours. So I have a timer set up to automatically play some dance music and get up and dance every 15 minutes, and it does a good job of reducing my migraine frequency. That and all the other migraine triggers that I have. Um, Recently, trying to cut out sugar, I heard that that's just a whole thing. And I'm like, really? Sugar? Of all things? Okay, I'll try. I'm just looking at sugar as like, oh, that will cause pain, like quickly. And I'm like, okay, then maybe I can avoid it. Um, so Elder Sign. Elder Sign is based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft, who was a horrible racist bastard, um, but did create this um, world of monsters from beyond that spawns a lot of games and a lot of fictions that are not based entirely on his messed up view of the world. But in this fiction, we are paranormal investigators or adventurers going after monsters who are trying to destroy the world. And the starting one, Yig, it says difficulty easy. I've been playing some higher level ones, like trying to beat Cthulhu, because you unlock more characters by beating some of these. I think I beat Azathoth, which says difficulty hard. I actually didn't find it that much harder than Yig. Yig's Anger difficulty easy, and I'm not sure why that is. It might be because you have a little bit more time with Azathoth. Like Yig says 10, you have to get 10 Elder Signs to beat Yig, and you have to get 14 to beat Azathoth. But the Doom track is also different, and I've started to find that basically it's so hard to beat the easy one. I barely ever went above easy until recently, because I thought, if I can't even beat easy much, what hope do I have of the other ones? And then I noticed that the characters can get unlocked by doing the other ones. So I started trying, and I found that the other ones are different, but they're not that different, and they're not that much harder. So I'm not sure I agree that this is easy. But I'm going to start with this. It's my first stream of Elder Sign, and I'm going to start with Yig easy. Maybe I've had enough practice now. It might actually be easy. We'll see. One of the things that's made me get better at the game is actually choosing my characters based on their powers, and not based on what they look like, or based on my lack of desire to read them and to just click random and just get some random ones, and then see what happens. But actually paying attention to their powers, it's one of those games. You can win, but it's gonna be tight, and it's gonna be based on clever use of all their powers. So I should also pick the characters that I want based on what I think is going to really help. So let's look through them. Sister Mary, Guardian Angel. Mary ignores locked glyphs. Glyphs are relocked at the end of her turn and is immune from the Nightly Mythos effect. Not bad. Locked glyphs are very annoying. And she's got 7 sanity, 3 stamina. She's okay. It's pretty good. This guy, Harvey Walters, Strong Mind. Once per glyph conjure, Harvey may change a glyph, showing a terror to a lore. No, don't want that. That's too specific. Gloria Goldberg, Psychic Sensitivity. When attempting an otherworld adventure, Gloria receives the yellow and red glyphs for free. That's not that great. There aren't that many otherworld adventures. She's okay. Jenny Barnes, Trust Fund. Before conjuring glyphs, Jenny may discard a common item, spell, or clue to gain the red and yellow glyphs. That's really good. Jenny's power is good. So let's put Jenny here. Joe Diamond, Hunches. After using a clue token, Joe may conjure glyphs a second time for free. That's good if you get a lot of clue tokens. You have to really focus on clue tokens to make that worthwhile. Not sure about that one. This guy, Magical Gift. Dexter Drake. Magical Gift. Whenever Dexter gains 1 or more spells, he receives 1 extra spell. I don't know that I care as much about spells, now that I know the game well enough to know what spells are for. They're good, but I don't know that I get them that often or find them. I don't know. I haven't focused on them very much. Carolyn Fern, Psychology. Once per day, Carolyn may restore 1 sanity to 1 investigator of her choice, including herself. It's good. Maybe. Might do it. I'll put that here as a maybe. Daryl Simmons, Hometown Advantage. Once per glyph conjure, which is a dice roll, Daryl may add 1 to the result of an investigation glyph. Never really used that, but it's interesting. Could be good. Bob Jenkins, Shrewd Dealer. Whenever Bob gains one or more common items, he receives one extra common item. That's probably pretty good. Maybe. Studious. Amanda may complete any number of tasks on her turn. I have had a lot of good experience with Amanda Sharp. That power is really good. What is this one here? Marie Lambeau, Witchblood. Once per glyph conjure, Marie may spend 4 trophies to change a glyph into any result. It sounds good when you've played it, but having 4 trophies to do that with just doesn't happen all the time. And there's like one monster in this game that I hate the most. It's just this guy called the curator, and he just takes people's trophies, and he's very hard to beat. And it just makes the whole game us like a deathly slog. And sometimes you just can't count on having any trophies, because if he comes out, it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough to get rid of him. And it's going to be like, you're just not going to have trophies. You're not going to buy some stuff. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? How's it going? Welcome. Hey, Matthew Poco. Hey, got the amethyst kitten emotes. Welcome. How are you doing? How you two doing? I'm just getting started playing some Elder Sign on Steam, and open to suggestions for what characters to use. Physician. So this one is like the other one, but instead of healing sanity, he heals stamina. Vincent Lee. Once per day, Vincent may restore 1 stamina to an investigator of his choice, including himself. It's pretty good. If I had like a ton of characters, I would include it. Good, it's Friday and we just had Texas style barbecue for dinner. Ooh, that sounds so good. I used to get that in New York all the time. Not all the time, but enough that it was like, I know what you're talking about. It's good stuff. Mandy Thompson. Oh, is it dance time? I don't hear the music. That's a problem. I don't think I set the volume the way I wanted to. It's not loud enough. Hold on, I need to fix it. I need to hear the dance music. That's the point. Okay. I can hear it. The problem is with Elder Sign, it's the game is so loud that it's hard to get the dance music up on my speakers. Not your speakers, but mine, to like compete with the Elder Sign audio. Oh, thank you for dancing with me, Shannon. I'm glad you had good barbecue. That's awesome. I just ate a bunch of broccoli and chicken patties and junk from my freezer that I cooked last night. So how do I make the audio? How do I fix the audio more? I could pump up the dance music, but I don't want it to get so that it's like so much louder for you. Hold on, I think I can change it in here. If I do this, then I should hear it more, and you shouldn't. I think. That seems plausible. All right, let's turn this down a little bit. We'll see. It's a balancing act. It was fairly quiet for us too. Okay. All right. Well, then this does need to go up a little bit. There's this very small wiggle where it goes from like too quiet to be obvious to being much too loud. Where it's like, oh no, Joe wasn't talking that loud. I turned up my volume and then there was blasting music. It was like that probably on Monday. But today I was like, okay, I need to fix that before I stream. Let's see. Mandy Thompson, once per day, Mandy may conjure 2 glyphs again before determining if she was able to complete a task. Conjure means roll. Glyph means die. She can roll a die again, 2 dice, again, before determining if she's able to complete a task. It's probably pretty good. Oh, there are no avatars tonight. Oh, good point. actually, I can turn that on. I just forgot. That will probably pop up in a moment. Thank you, Shannon Renner, for pointing out Janet's mistake. Janet is not always aware of what's going on. Let's see. So that's a maybe. I kind of like that better than this one. Then science. Kate Winthrop, science! Monsters cannot appear during Kate's turn. In addition, she's immune to all terror effects. Pretty good. Terror effects are annoying. Monsters cannot appear. So I guess if she is in charge of tasks that are supposed to bring in monsters, that's pretty cool. Maybe I should try that instead of Bob. Ashcan Pete, Scrounge. Whenever Pete gains a common, unique, or spell item, he may instead receive a clue common, unique, or spell item. No, I don't feel like that. Michael McGlenn, Strong Body. Once per glyph conjure, Michael may change a glyph showing a terror into a peril, which is an octopus turned into a skull. Too specific. Not what I'm looking for. I'm not familiar with this game. What are you choosing? I'm choosing which 4 characters to use to go into battle with the evil from the other world. So we're going to go in a museum. We're going to face various monsters and encounters and adventures in a museum and fight off these monsters using these 4 paranormal investigators. And I got to pick which adventurers to use based on how much sanity they have as their maximum, how much stamina they have, whether I like their name and picture, and what their special ability is and their starting items. Yes, all demons, lots of scary, gross monsters. Archaeology, Monterey Jack. Whenever Monterey gains 1 or more unique items, he receives 1 extra unique item. It's okay. He doesn't have very much sanity, though. Rita Young. I unlocked Rita Young recently, and there's a reason why they kept her for later. There's a trophy here because she was not included in the basic, in the starting character list. Rita Young, Resilient. Rita does not suffer sanity stamina losses from completing tasks. I'm a big fan of that one. It's very helpful. So if I want Rita, I have to say goodbye to... I think goodbye to Mandy Thompson. Witchblood, Maria Lambeau. 4 trophies to change a glyph into any result. I don't expect to have that many extra trophies to do things. So probably not. Mark Harrigan. Mark Harrigan did a good job. Mark may complete ordered tasks in any order. So you'll see when I get to them. There's adventures where you have to complete specific tasks, like you have to roll these 6 dice or 8 dice and get specific results to like handle each of the things, each of the like sections of the adventure. And when you have to do them in order, it's very unlikely that you'll succeed unless you have a lot of special tools and a lot of luck. And so Mark Harrigan's great special thing is that he doesn't need to do them in the specified order. He can just do them in any order. They become like regular adventures, and it makes it so much easier. So like Rita Young, she's here for any adventure where completing tasks will hurt the character. Like even if you succeed, you get hurt. So because she doesn't get hurt by things that are supposed to hurt you when you succeed. So she's like dedicated to the tasks that are going to hurt you normally, because then she won't have to take those hits. Whereas Mark Harrigan would be dedicated to ones that are where you have to do things in a specific order, and you won't have to do them in that order if you use Mark Harrigan. So if I want Mark, I might get rid of Kate Winthrop. I'm kind of remaking a team that I used before that I kind of liked. And I can mix it up another time. But I want to look through and see what I want to use right now. Wilson Richards. Why is there an octopus next to his head? Oh, they all have octopus. Okay. Wilson Richards. Jack of all trades. Wilson may turn the yellow glyph into a result of his choice. That's pretty good. If he has the yellow die, he can make it into anything. Which means you have to make sure he always has the yellow dye to be useful. It's pretty good. But I kind of like my starting roster here. Let's see. Diana Stanley gains a clue token each time she defeats a monster. Maybe. Maybe. Not right now. Jacqueline Fine Precognition. Once per day, Jacqueline may spend a clue to change the Mythos effect. Oh. Huh. The Mythos effect is a bad thing that happens at the end of every round. And it's random what it's going to be. It's always real sucky. So she can change it with clue tokens. Oh, she has a box. I don't know what these symbols mean. Some of them have an octopus. Some have nothing. Maybe they're people I unlocked and forgot that I unlocked them. Could be. I don't know. All right, what's this? Jim Culver, Strange Luck. Jim may focus or assist even after completing a task. I don't really know what that means. Focus or assist even after completing a task. Oh, I think that means he can like hold on to one of the dice results, and so it won't change. And then assist, I don't know. Assist I thought was when it's not your turn, but you're on the same space and you can also hold a dice result. I don't know. Lola Hayes, Improv. Once per turn, Lola may spend 2 trophies to refresh 1 green glyph that was used or discarded. Again, I don't expect necessarily to have that many trophies to burn. So no. Tony Morgan, Blood Money. Tony receives 1 extra trophy when he defeats a monster. Maybe. I mean, I get it, but no. And he doesn't have much sanity. Let me check the numbers on the ones I picked. 6 and 4, 4 and 6, 3 and 7, 5 and 5. They're pretty strong, except for Mark Harrigan only has 3 sanity. So he's certain things he's not going to be so great at handling. Are these characters the same every time, or do they change? They're the same, but you can see here there's like all these dots because there's so many pages of them. So there's always the same long list, and I'm picking from the very long list. And then what's different is which 4 do I pick to go in and fight the monsters. Oh, it should have, yes, we now have stream avatars. Thank you for pointing that out. That's a lot of characters. Yes, it is. And there's like a lock over here, and there's 2 more locks. I know I've unlocked at least 1 recently. And I think I might have unlocked a few others like a while ago when I played this before. Yeah, to pick from. It's a lot to pick from. And let's see, connections. If Charlie succeeds at an adventure with another investigator, he gains 2 trophies. Nope, that's not going to happen much. When Daisy uses a spell, she recovers all lost sanity. I did find that kind of useful, but not as much. Not as much. I still don't know what these symbols mean. There's like a guy with a gun as her thing. Rex Murphy, if he succeeds at an adventure with another investigator, he gains a clue. No. Lily Chen, once per day, Lily may switch her sanity and stamina. No. All right, we got our team. Proceed to museum. Hey, Shadowrunner has 110 from the slots. Sweet. I want to play the slots. Slots. Here it comes. Oh, it rises up. And the goose says, yes, money. Let's drop some stars. I won 10 from the slots. Yes. Okay, let's head to the museum. Oh, there's no audio. Thought there would be a guy reading stories. Yig's serpentine minions are attempting to awaken him. You must steal away this father of serpents before his wrath is unleashed upon the world. Collect 10 elder signs before the doom track is filled. Oh yeah, sling. Oh yeah. Sling it. All right. So we got Yig up here. We got our timer and our available dice listed as circles over here, because they don't really want to show them as dice, even though that's what they are. Here's the character with her power again. Jenny Barnes. She's at full health. Before conjuring glyphs, Jenny may discard a common item, spell, or clue to gain the red and yellow glyphs. So I'm going to be doing that. She's holding a shotgun, which is a yellow item. That's a common item. Common item, yep, yellow gun. After conjuring to change use after conjuring to change one glyph to a peril result. I'm going to use that to get both the yellow and the red dice, because that's much more powerful than just using it for its intended purpose. She is holding, she also has a spell to start, which is Enchant Weapon, used after conjuring to lock a glyph. Most spells are these purple things where you lock a glyph with them. So let's look at what we can do. We need to get 10 Elder Signs before the Doom track reaches, I think, 8. So in the entrance to the museum, we got the first aid section where we can heal up if we have trophies, or we can heal a little bit for free. The Lost and Found section, which is a spinner that can do good stuff for you, but it could also hurt you. So it's a weird one. I don't use it very often, but if you have enough health, you could give it a shot, and maybe it'll work out. And the souvenir shop, which can be very useful especially if you get 10 trophies, which are these coins, and you can spend them to buy an Elder Sign. But you can also use them to buy things that will help you in combat with monsters, like a spell, a clue, a common item, or a unique item. Right now, I don't have any trophies to buy anything, and I don't need to heal. So I'm going to go look at the other locations. And it's time for dancing! That's good. It felt like time. Yes, a duel. Much better. The other thing I did today, just before I started streaming, was I moved some stuff on my floor so that I can get my chair out of the way and I can have much more room to dance. And it's so much better. So much better. Alright, so we got all these locations around the museum. The actual positions of them on the map don't matter. You can go to any one of them. Let me turn this down a little bit for myself. We have some that have little green tentacle-y stuff. Those are things that have terror effects, where if you roll a terror, which is this octopus-looking thing, that bad stuff can happen, like in the middle of the adventure. So terror, -1 trophy. So now's a good time to do this one, because I don't have any trophies, so there's no harm. It's also extremely easy to beat it. You get 1 trophy and 1 clue. So you don't get much for it, but you get something. And pleasantly out of breath from dancing. Oh, congratulations, Shadowrunner, for winning the duel. Well done. So we have 2 of these that have terror effects. Assassination. This is a very, very bad one. Each time you roll a terror, that when you don't succeed in finishing a task, this is a task in the middle, then the doom goes up by 1. When there's 8 doom, the whole game ends. So this one is extremely difficult to do. You have to get 4 perils in 1 die roll, or in 1 set of dice that you keep. So you really need a lot of rerolls and stuff to get this. And doom. And this gives you 3 Elder Signs of the 10 that you need. So this is high risk, high reward. And also, if you fail, you take 3 stamina damage, and I only have 4 on this character. So there's a lot of reasons not to touch this one. until I'm like super beefed up, or just maybe never. Like going for this one, you need so many items or some special skill to turn lots of things into perils or something. So this one I'm probably going to keep away from. This one has Roman numerals 1, 2, and 3 on it. Administration office. It looks pretty easy. We'll roll a 3, we'll roll a couple of 3s later, we'll roll a peril later on, but it's hard to do them in order. The reward for this is a monster appears, which is bad, but also you get an Elder Sign if you succeed. The punishment if you fail, you lose a clue if you have one, and you lose a sanity. And I have a character who I picked, Mark Harrigan, specifically for things like this. Mark may complete ordered tasks in any order. So when it's Mark's turn, that's a good time to go do this one with the numbered tasks. You don't want to do that right now. Not with Jenny Barnes. So this is probably good, but I noticed there's also a couple that have moons on them. Moons are the worst. So when there's a moon on an adventure, it means that at the end of this round, after each character's gone, then something will happen at midnight. And there will always be something, a mythos effect. Something bad will happen after every round. But if these are not solved yet, then an extra bad thing will also happen. So if this one's not solved, -1 stamina to team. Everybody on the team gets 1 damage. So we really got to get this one done. This one will cause 1 stamina damage to whoever finishes this task. And I do have a character who's immune from that type of damage, from the damage of successful tasks, which is Rita Young, who has the resilient power. Rita does not suffer sanity stamina losses from completing tasks. But it's not her turn, and it is pretty important to do this, so I might want to start this one this round, maybe. But there's another moon. This one. The Curator. The worst guy in the whole game. Hate him so much. It's really hard to beat. And really important to beat, because at midnight, all investigators lose 2 trophies. But I'm only going to start with, well, normally with 6 dice, but maybe 8 dice if I get the yellow and the red die that are bonus, because you get these 6 green ones, and then there's a yellow one and a red one if you can get them, if you have an item for them. And that's not a lot for getting exactly 3 scrolls and then a scroll or a lore and 3 investigation, all in one go. When I fail, I will take 2 sanity hits. I don't know. I need to get rid of this guy because he's the worst. Like, really, he's my least favorite adventure in the whole game. And he's already here. Hidden threat. This one looks pretty easy. So this will be good to do, but and it gives you an Elder Sign when you win. The star is an Elder Sign. You need 10 of those to win. But the first thing I want to do is the moons. And this is really important. Losing stamina all the time, that's really bad. But never being able to hold on to any of your trophies, also really, really bad. And if one person goes in, if multiple people try and fail to defeat a monster, they will still be on that space, and they can help the next person who tries to defeat that same adventure. So I'm tempted to just start with the Curator and see if I can get rid of it by piling up my people on that space while they still have their starting equipment. This might just be my bias against how much I despise the Curator and his punchable face, and just how frustrating it is to try to defeat him and not succeed and never keep any of your trophies. You can't buy any tools. You can't really beat any difficult adventures, and the whole game grinds to a halt and you lose just because of this dude. So I've been so frustrated by him in the past that I kind of just want to defeat him. Sorry, I did a thing without explaining it. I used Jenny Barnes' power. I spent her item to convert it into... I discarded a common item to gain the red and yellow glyphs. So now instead of just the 6 green ones, I have the yellow and the red also. I can hear him going, heh heh heh, in my head. Yeah, he's like, oh, that belongs to the museum. Give that back to me. It's like, that's mine, dude. Like, fuck off. So clicking on the book will roll the dice. These are the dice in these square circle things. So first roll, I've now committed to doing this adventure. I can no longer leave without incurring a punishment. I have the swirling vortex here to discard one of these if I can't satisfy either task at the moment, but I can. And I have this pulsating backpack over in the left corner because I have an item that I can use. That item is spell lock. Lock a glyph to keep the result. So I have this purple thing that will let me keep a result if I want to not re-roll one of them while doing what I got to do here. So, and I have the pulsating red one here. That's this guy with the detective hat and a gun. This is the best die roll you can get, this one particular die. The red die is the most powerful die. It's the gun. It's the unique item die. It goes up to 4 instead of 3 for its investigation face. And it's got the other 3 symbols, the lore scroll, the peril skull, and the terror octopus. But it also has this side, that's this face, which is the detective, which is pick your side. It is whatever you want it to be. And so I want it to be lore because I didn't roll any lore, but I did roll some 3s. So I need a lore and a 3. Satisfies one of the 2 tasks. You can only satisfy 1 task per roll, except for a special character who can do something else. Now I need to use these remaining dice and whatever tools I have to get 3 lore all at the same time. Not easy. And I have to, each time I fail, I have to get rid of a die. So it's going to get harder and harder. But I can also keep 1 die fixed with just using Jenny as a holder of that die. And I can use another one to fix it using the spell. So there's a chance that I can do it if I roll lores a few times. Here we go. Oh, sweet. I did it. Oh my god. This never happens. Oh my god. I have to take a moment. I'm so happy. Oh wow. Okay. So I've played this a few times where the curator was the bane of the whole game and I couldn't get past him forever. And I would just throw everything I had. It was like just all hands on deck. Everybody attack the curator. Get as many weapons as you can. Go back and get the curator again. Couldn't defeat the curator. And he would just take all of my progress all the time. Every round, he would just take it all. So this is a huge relief to just happen to roll 3 scrolls. He is dead. I have killed him, and I have no regrets. So we got an Elder Sign, a clue, a common item, and 2 trophy coins. Sweet. Best possible outcome. Got him in 1 turn. Thank you. Thank you, Shadowrunner. This is the thrill of a dice game. It can go terribly and there's nothing you can do about it, or you can get real lucky, play your odds well, and occasionally some really good things will happen. Okay, so whenever you defeat an adventure, you beat an adventure, a new adventure gets drawn. These are basically cards in the table game, which I haven't played, but I've seen Silver Metal Tavern playing it on stream. And so a new card has been drawn, a new location in the museum that needs to be handled. This one has a new symbol on the map, which is yellow and red concentric circles emanating from it. And What that means is that the yellow and red glyphs are now locked. It is no longer possible to get the yellow or red glyphs. You can't roll them until you defeat this visiting antiquarian. This bastard. So both the red and yellow are locked. Facecam is a little pixelated. Ooh. That's weird. Thank you for telling me. Why are you pixelated? A little pixelated. Is it the whole stream? It might be that my face is the only thing with high detail on it, and it might be Twitch and my internet doing a mediocre job. Oh, it's very pixelated. It is the whole stream. The whole stream is doing bad stuff. And it's dropping frames. Okay, let's check OBS. It says green. Oh, let's check CPU and GPU. The GPU is a bit heavy. It's 90% of the GPU is being used by OBS. And the power usage is very high. Ooh. Ooh. Let's see. Firefox is kind of high. Maybe Firefox could do a little less work. Is that just the stream? Is that monitoring the stream is ruining the stream? Let me... I can't change the video quality because it won't give me multiple encodings. Okay. And my other Firefoxes are closed except for chat. Okay. Twitch versus Joe's internet duel. Is there some deduction involving the clues? No. The clues are just re-rolls. They're just like re-roll whichever dice you want by spending a clue. It's like sort of an abstraction or a metaphor in the board game of like, you got a clue. It helps you. It lets you get better odds to do something well later. So it's kind of vague. It's not really a mystery deduction kind of thing. Unfortunately, because it is, it's a playing the odds dice game more than anything else. But why is this thing pixelated so frequently? Let's see. Oh, if we dance, what happens? Can't fix it. Maybe you just need to dance and fix it. That's not fixing it at all. That's just a pixelated dancer. Huh. I wonder if it has anything to do with Elder Sign in particular, if that is doing something to use up resources. Because yes, the GPU is 85%, but my preview in OBS looks fine. Why is it 85%? I might have things running in the background of OBS that I don't know about. Here, let's turn off studio mode. So it's rendering only one thing. Does that help? Nope. That does not help. Maybe I have too many scenes. I kind of can't figure out OBS, whether having more scenes that are not running does something, if that's using up resources. And sometimes like restarting OBS works, but you can't restart OBS without killing your own stream. And it's using 2 gigabytes of RAM. That's more than it should. That's a lot. That's really a lot. Maybe it's my nested scene? I don't know. What can I do? That's not good. Domo Bender Roboto. Let's see. Studio mode. Let's kill. I want to troubleshoot this for a moment because it's something I can only troubleshoot while I'm streaming. It's meaningless when I'm not. It won't happen when I'm not. So if I go to, let's say, so my OBS is using 2 gigs of RAM, a lot, 90% of the GPU. At least it's not using the CPU, but It's using way too much GPU. And that's probably not okay. So if I delete some scenes, does that make anything go down? Wonder. Nom nom. OBS love eating Joe's RAM. It's so good. Exactly. Okay, remove this. Remove this. I'm seeing if the RAM count goes down as I delete scenes that I'm not using, that I haven't been using. Let's see. Because it might be that I have too many scenes in this list. What's this one? Okay. Let's go get rid of... It looked like that actually did something. Which means I might just have too many scenes. And it might be like keeping them all in RAM all the time and just doing like way too much work. Remove this one. And maybe like I have to learn to like have lists of scenes separate from each other. Nope, it went back up. I deleted some scenes. It seemed like that helped a little, but then the RAM went right back up. So I don't think that deleting scenes is necessarily helping. Okay. Let's get rid of another one of these. Nope. No impact. So deleting scenes is not the answer. What is the answer? I don't know. Are there settings in OBS to make this not true? Like enable bandwidth test mode. No. Output. Video bitrate. Yeah, I could turn down the video bitrate. And I could turn down the if I stopped the stream and started it, I could change the resolution. But let's see if can I change the bitrate while I'm streaming? Let's change it to 20. It's a 2500. This is my bitrate. How goes Elder Signs? Hi Beyond Dead. It's going pretty well. It just started, but it's going pretty well so far. The biggest obstacle right now is OBS or Twitch or my computer being a little spotty in its behavior in a way that I can only troubleshoot when I am streaming. The issue is that it's the stream's getting pixelated every few seconds. So I'm trying to turn down the bitrate and see if that does anything. I don't know. The monsters have struck your streaming setup. Exactly. I have turned it down to 2100 kilobits per second as an experiment to see if that does anything. So far, it doesn't. Looks exactly the same. And I don't know if you can change that while it's live, but OBS is allowing me to. Twitch has been glitchy for some lately. Well, that's good news because it means that it's not necessarily something that's specific to my machine. It might just be life. It might just be the platform that they don't prioritize their thousands of small streamers trying to do ordinary streams. Oh, what good emotes for this game. The perfect emotes. The octopus monster. Yeah, I'm gonna let it be for a little while. I hope that the pixelation's not too horrendous. I think I have only won this game once. I have played this a bunch now in the Steam app, and I've started to win sometimes. I've even started to do the more advanced levels and unlock more characters. I'm still working on one of those. But I decided to stream the Yig supposedly easy mode today, which I don't consider very easy. But this is actually a good one for Rita Young to do, because her power is that she doesn't suffer sanity or stamina losses from completing tasks. So this has a -1 stamina, so this would be good for her to do, and it's pretty easy to do to unlock the red and yellow glyphs. But the decision is, do I do that now, or Hold on. Return to map. Or, uh, is that the secret to move past the first easy creature? uh, I have been surprised that the supposedly easy first creature isn't necessarily easier than the others. I think it's pretty hard to beat. And when I was like, I'm just going to try the other ones anyway, because that's how you unlock some of the characters. So I tried to do one that to unlock a character. I did Azathoth. It's like level 4 or 5. And it wasn't harder. In some ways, it was a little bit easier. It was a different scale because you have to get more Elder Signs, but you have more Doom. You have a larger Doom track, so you don't lose as quickly. And for some reason, that helped me, and I won. And I got the unlock the character, which is this. This is the character I got, Rita Young. A really powerful character. So do I go after the drugged adventure? Oh, that's also one that hurts you. And do I do that with no extras, no red and yellow glyphs? And if I fail, I take 2 stamina hit points of damage. She won't take this third one because of her special power. Or do I use her power here, which also it's a good adventure for her because it has the -1 stamina, which won't affect her, but it would affect others. And this is a pretty easy adventure, and it unlocks the red and yellow glyph for other people to do other adventures with. She has the red and yellow, but she can't use them until this is unlocked. What do you think, chat? Should we do drugged, which is these magic snake swords, and try to get 2 peril and 6 investigation to avoid having everyone lose 1 stamina at the end of this round? Hi, Delaney, welcome. How are you? Do we do that one to avoid the 1 stamina loss at midnight? -1 stamina to team? Or do we do Visiting Antiquarian, red and yellow glyph locked, to unlock the red and yellow so that we can more easily defeat adventures after this, but leave the other one kind of maybe still not fixed? One of them is not going to be fixed right this moment. So should we do the Visiting Antiquarian, this dude, or the Scary Snake magic swords? Delaney says, okay, we're dealing with sickness and bad sleep schedules, but okay. How are you, Joe? Oh, I'm so sorry, Delaney. I'm dealing with periodic migraines and really bad sleep schedules, and a neighbor who plays music super loud at night over and over again, and I keep reporting them, and it doesn't seem to change. And I could live with that if I had to, but my cat couldn't eat last night. He was too scared, and he had diarrhea late into the night. So that's kind of what's going on in Casa de Sando. I have no idea. So snakes. The character has serious eyebrows. Yes. So snake swords or eyebrow guy. Oh, poor kitty. Yeah, he's much better today. He was so hungry this morning though, because he didn't. Yeah, I was Nibbler. He didn't eat like yesterday after breakfast. He didn't have lunch, and then dinner time he just couldn't deal with food. He was too like freaked out, which is unusual. Usually he eats dinner. But he's better today. We'll see if the neighbors behave themselves this time. I wrote like an email to the building management to be like, okay, look, this is serious. My cat can't eat and has like repeated diarrhea because this neighbor can't respect the other neighbors at night. It's not okay. I'm gonna put a poll. The poll is snake swords or eyebrows guy. Snakes, eyebrows. And A 1 minute poll. Start poll. Okay, Janet, I'm eating Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Yum. Yum. What did you get? Delaney, what did you get for Taco Bell? So please vote in the poll. Okay, we got snakes. We got snakes. All right, good. So let's go defeat some snakes. So drugged. At midnight, -1 stamina to team if this remains unfinished. And we cannot use the red and yellow glyphs. They are locked. So we don't have 6 investigation. We have 3 and 2 is 5, not enough. We don't have 2 peril. We only have the 1 peril. It's unanimous, 4 votes for snakes. We only have the 1 peril. So we have to discard one of these useless results, which is this scroll, this lore, and then pick one thing to keep. I think I'm going to pick the peril and lock that peril, so that won't get re-rolled. All right, well, this is bad. We have rolled 6. 1, 1, 2, 2 adds up to 6, but it doesn't leave enough dice to finish the other peril. So we have to get rid of another die and hope that we get both another peril. Well, we get either another peril or we get 2 3s. It's very unlikely. Ice cream bar. Oh, you got Chipotle chicken burrito thing, beef melt burrito thing, and potato taco. Oh, yum. I just ate and you're making me hungry again. I'm ready to eat again. Ice cream bar. Sweet. Ice cream bar. The words potato taco look very cute together. Hope it's delicious. Delaney said brother's the actual sick one, but is feeling better and requested chicken nuggets, which at this time meant McDonald's. So I went and got it, but I didn't want McDonald's. Taco Bell is also right there, so, you know, yeah. Yep. Is good. Cheaper side of the menu. Solid choice. Very, very good. Ooh. This is not impossible. It's very unlikely. It's very unlikely. It's a 1 in 36 chance. But we got one thing done. Let's celebrate. Some dance. Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, now we just have to roll a 3 and a 3. Nope, we didn't do it. But here's the good news. There's no good news. We didn't do it. So we get rid of this, we get rid of this, and we failed. -2 stamina. She has 6, so not great, but she's there to help, so the next person can try to solve the drugged problem. So unfortunately, the next person is Mark Harrigan, 1-man army, and Mark can complete ordered tasks in any order. What I would like to do is, if I could, if it were convenient, I'd love for Mark to go handle this one because it's ordered and he can do it out of order. But we still haven't solved the drugged problem. We're still drugged. I forgot about dance. Dance is good. I should rip you off so I might get a little better about getting up from my chair and wiggle my hips and lower back around. I didn't say it, but I encourage you, and I will say it now. When I get up and dance and you hear the music, one of the reasons that I play the music for you, it's so that you know why I'm dancing and it makes sense and I don't look like I'm dancing to nothing. But it's also because I would love to dance with you and have you dance remotely and just let me know if you're dancing, because that's fun and it's good for you if you feel able. Okay, so Mark's gonna go do this thing. He's got red and yellow glyphs, but Unfortunately, we can't use them yet because we didn't unlock the red and yellow glyphs. But he does have 7 stamina, so he can handle a failure. Let's try it. Maybe we'll get lucky. And now that there's 2 people on this adventure, we have the advantage of being able to save 2 dice that we like for later. I like dancing along. It's fun. Good. I like when you dance with me. Let's see. He has this thing, which converts something into a lore. We don't want to convert things into a lore. Lore isn't one of the things we need yet. Oh, I am getting hungry. I'm gonna have cracker. Only caught a little of that because of ads or Lord Above Twitch. But yeah, the group dance was a really good idea. Yeah, sorry there's so many ads now. I just switched to Twitch's recommended ad schedule, which makes it so that you don't have ads supposedly when you join the stream. You just have 90 seconds of ads every half hour, which is really excessive. But Twitch is like pushing ads more. It's like their platform is now solid enough, popular enough that they can start to ruin it and make it like much less fun. But I wonder when my Raspberry Pi gets here and I set up the program called Pi-hole that's supposed to block most ads on my network for all my devices, including my phones and stuff. I wonder if that will be able to block ads that when I'm watching Twitch. Not for you, but for when I'm watching Twitch. Because if it does, I wonder what'll happen. I wonder what Twitch will do when my network blocks those ads. And if it succeeds at blocking those ads, then I look forward to streaming how to do that, which I'm sure is against terms of service in some way. It's not. It's just educating you about how to use Pi-hole, a piece of software for ad blocking if you want to. It's nothing wrong with that. Perfectly legit. Twitch Turbo is a good deal. Is that how you have fewer ads if you pay for Twitch Turbo? Do I have to pay for Twitch Turbo, or does each viewer have to pay for Twitch Turbo? I don't know how it works. You got to do what you got to do. I get it. Just noting the usual cycle that us older denizens have seen. Oh, yeah. It's definitely going downhill. They're just like, we need a lot more ads. Oh, you don't like people watching ads when your stream starts? Here, watch more ads instead. Great, thanks. Twitch Turbo is no ads. But that's only if... But is it per stream or per viewer? It's like, how does... encode the stream as an ad so you can watch. Nice. Per viewer. So each viewer who doesn't want ads can pay Twitch. Makes sense. I mean, sucks, but it makes sense. So here's my thing. Here's what's going on. I could do the 6. I got a 3, a 2, and a 1. They add up to 6. But then I only have 3 dice left to try to get the other ones. And if I take that, I will immediately take 1 damage, because Mark doesn't have this power to avoid damage that Rita has. So I guess I'll do that. It's not great. I'll take the damage. I still might fail. Still might take the extra 2 damage after that. But I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I do have a piece of food here to get that health back, but I don't need it yet. And now I have 1 peril, but I don't have a second peril. I have to have both at the same time. So I have a 1 in 6 chance because I need to do a reroll. To do a reroll, I have to toss 1 glyph into this vortex, which is discarding a die. Now I have Mark and Rita are both on this location. I can have either one of them hold on to this peril to lock it. And now I have to reroll the other die. I have a 1 in 6 chance. If I roll a peril, I succeed. I did not succeed. No big surprise. And I didn't have a power that would help me do it. So he's going to take another 2 damage because he failed. And now it's Amanda Sharp's turn. At least we have 4 characters before the end of the round, where the Mythos effect will happen and the drugged at midnight effect will happen, which is -1 stamina to team. And that's what I'm trying to avoid, is I don't want to rack up stamina losses. Unfortunately, by trying and failing so much, I am racking up stamina losses. They're just not ongoing. Well, they're ongoing until I stop. So this is kind of a tough one. And it's possible that I'm doing this wrong. Might be the better strategy would be to go try to buy a clue, literally. But I can't buy a clue because I don't have any trophies to buy them with. And to get trophies, I have to solve other adventures. So round and round we go. It's a hard game. Oh, Delaney has redeemed make viewers blow on screens. This is a puzzle. See if you can figure out what that channel points redemption, what does it do? What has it done? Why would that make viewers blow on their screens? And if you figure it out, let me know. So I guess I'll try, but I feel like I'm going to regret it. Also, what is her power again? What is her power? Amanda Sharp's power. Amanda may complete any number of tasks on her turn. That's good. So if she gets apparel and the 6 investigation points, she could do all of it on one turn. She doesn't have to discard a card, a die, and reroll. Probably won't happen, but nice possibility. All right, we got the 6. Again, it's going to cost 3 dice to do it, so it's pretty unlikely to work out. But there we go. That's it. And she takes 1 damage for solving that, even though she didn't solve the other one yet, and didn't get the 2 peril. So now it's a 1 in 36 chance that she will succeed. She's not going to succeed. There's nothing good to lock. We have 3 people, but there's nothing good to lock. Oh my god, 1 in 36 chance. This is a very lucky game. Dreaming it is my lucky charm. So we killed that other thing that was like, we needed 3 scrolls all at the same time to get rid of that jerk with the punchable face. And now we needed 2 perils at the same time. And Lord Almighty, we got him. 1 in 36 chance. Amazing. Is it okay for me to guess? Please guess, Shadowrunner. No one has guessed yet. My best guess would be because it was suggested by the text of the redemption. Nope, good guess. That's not why. Is it like blowing on dice for a lucky roll? Because it seems to have worked. No, it is not like about blowing on dice for a lucky roll. Also, good guess. Yes, very lucky roll. I would have shouted louder, but since I'm reporting my neighbors for being loud, I don't want to be the one who's super loud. I'd rather they shut up. All right, so we're no longer drugged by a miracle. So we got 1 Elder Sign, which we already had 1, so now we're up to 2. We got 1 yellow common item. We got another common item, which is a health boost, and 2 trophies. Sweet. It's okay. Matthew Boko cheered loudly. Sweet. Excellent. Jenny Barnes. She was the first character. So now it's midnight. Yig Mythos effect. No Mythos effect today. So that's lucky. And also there's no bad thing that happens because we went after those moons and defeated them before the end of the round, which is amazing. That was unlikely. Okay, so now there is still this thing. The visiting antiquarian is still in the way. I don't like it. Blow on screen because you're so hot, Joe. That's not it, but thank you. Good guess. Let's see. First of all, did it work? The thing that makes you blow on the screen. Let's see. Well, it's gone now. But it can come back. Butt on screen because yo butt so hot, Joe. Oh damn, Buttspot's harassing me. Thanks, Buttspot, for making that worse than I meant. Yo butt so hot. Damn, this is like creating new lingo. Butt on screen because yo butt's so hot, Joe. I mean, if I dance the other way, sure. I do have a pretty hot butt, actually. Trust fund. Before conjuring glyphs, Jenny may discard a common item, spell, or clue to gain the red and yellow glyphs. And she has a clue and a common item and a spell. So any of those. So we're going to do that. And we're going to do it here. And if we fail, we'll take 2 sanity hits and 1 stamina hit, and she'll still be okay. We need to get these glyphs unlocked. Shanrunner did it again. Make viewers blow on screens. I at least didn't notice any change on the screen, but you know, that might be on me. Well, it might be on me if it's too subtle. But excuse me, there is a change on the screen. And it might be that I need to make it more prominent because the pixelation is probably still happening, and it's probably making it so that it's not really readable. Let's see. Is the pixelation still happening? Oh yeah, very much so. Very frequently. Very unfortunate. But you could still, it's still there. I can see it because I know what I'm looking for. But I might have to revise it and make it something else. So, Jenny Barnes. Let's spend the yellow. Did I roll already? Oh no, I didn't mean to roll already. I forgot to do her power. Oh, I don't think I can do it now. I don't think I can do it at all this round. There's nothing I can do. That's a shame. That's a shame. But I do have a clue and a spell. I just maybe after this first roll I can do something. So let's see. So we need a scroll for one and a scroll and a skull for the other. Well, we're going to take the hit. She's going to take 1 damage doing the scroll because that's what we got. Now, can I use her power? No, I can't. That's a shame. Okay. So we got to... we succeeded in 1 task. Distracted by chat. Sometimes I just get excited and push buttons, and it was the wrong order to push the buttons in. We got a skull, but we don't have a scroll. So I could use a clue to reroll. I think that's probably what I should do. After dance. Good. Okay. There was a doorbell. I just have to make sure that's not something important. Hold on. No, it's probably delivery or something. Okay. So let's use, so I could use this spell to lock the skull and then reroll the rest. But I still have to, when I do that, I still have to discard one of the dice. And I don't want to, because I don't have to. Because instead I can use the clue, which is a reroll of whichever dice I want. So then I can put, catching my breath from dancing, which is good. It means that I danced well. Did what I needed to do. I'm going to keep the skull, and I'm going to reroll the rest. That's what a clue does. And we did it. We got a Doom Skull. We got a Lore Scroll. Antiquarian, dead in your face, Antiquarian. So now we have unlocked the red and green, locked. The yellow and red glyphs, and we got these bonuses for defeating the adventure. We got a red thing. We got a red-yellow thing. We got an opening to another world, which is like a special adventure. And 2, what do you call it? Coin things. Trophies. I'm learning the lingo of the game. And now we've discarded that card, that location, draw a new one. It's Rita's turn. And the new one is Medusa Exhibit, which has a terror effect. When you roll a terror and you fail at the same time, discard all terror glyphs. So if you roll a bunch of terrors and they're not at the right times, you could run out of dice very quickly. This is very hard. It's got a bunch of rewards, but you have to do these in order, unless you're the guy who doesn't have to do them in order. And you take sanity hits for the first 2, unless you're the character, Rita, who doesn't take those hits for succeeding. And you have to get a terror, an octopus thing. You have to get a lore scroll, and then you have to get 7 investigation. And it looks like not that big a deal, but actually 7 is at least 3 dice. And it could, and maybe more. As many as 7 dice. So it's pretty hard. Oh, my garlic arrived. That's good. That's what the doorbell was a garlic delivery. Garlic's here. So we're not going to do this because it's too hard and it's too risky. And there's too much going on. And let's see. So she does have red and yellow. So that's good. This one, if you roll a terror and on your failed attempt to get the 4 perils, you increase the doom track, which is very bad. How much garlic do you have to buy to get delivery? Well, I'm a bad person. I ordered it from Amazon, so just the one container. It's a pretty big container, but it's not that big. I'm just out of garlic, and I ordered garlic because that's what I was out of. Because that's how Amazon works. Terror. Okay, so I don't want the 4 skulls because it's too hard. I don't have enough like clues and spells and stuff to make that happen. So no. Efficiency of a 20-pound box. It's just one of those, just a kitchen thing. Like half a pound. One of those. Also grumpy cats. Grumpy cats. From garlic? Okay, so her power is she doesn't lose sanity and stamina from completing tasks. So I kind of want to look for something where you do lose sanity or stamina from completing tasks. That would be this one. This one's wicked hard. Because you have to do them in order, and you have to get a very large number of specific things. So maybe I don't care about that. I don't want to do the order one. I want to save this one for Mark. Mark will get this done pretty easy, I think. So maybe I'll just have her do some other easy one. Oh, terror -1 trophy. She has no trophies, which means this is perfect for her because she can't lose much. She can't gain much either, but she can get a trophy, get a clue, and reveal another adventure that can get more stuff. So let's see. For 3 and 6, do I want to burn the yellow and the red? I kind of don't. Maybe I'll burn one of them. No, I don't want to burn them. Okay, so we got 2 of these can handle this. To get 6 now, I didn't get really good stuff, so maybe I'll burn the yellow to get the 6. Yeah, I got it. And it was good that I did, because I just barely got it with the yellow. Hooray, and I kept the red. Perfect. So I got 1 clue and 1 trophy. And we've drawn a secret gathering, a special otherworld adventure, I think. A secret gathering. Yeah, this is the otherworld adventure symbol. So this one, if you roll a terror when you don't finish a task, you lose 1 sanity. Mark only has 3 sanity, so not a big fan of that. If you fail, you lose entirely, you lose 2 stamina. And this is not easy. You have to get 2 scrolls in 1 roll, and another roll you have to have 6 investigation. You get a bunch of stuff, but it does make a new monster show up. But no, Mark's power is he can complete ordered tasks in any order. So we want that. Also, he has a thing that turns things into a lore. So preferably we want something where lore is called for. Maybe this one. I think garlic is bad for cats and dogs. Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't let them have any of my seasoned chicken. I was going to have him do this one because it looks easy-ish and it's ordered, so he can do it out of order. But it doesn't have anything that requires a lore scroll. He has an item that lets him convert things into lore scrolls. So this would be pretty easy, but this is almost easy for anyone. Well, it's not that easy, but it's pretty doable. This looks pleasantly easy for someone, but I might want the red and yellow glyphs for this, which I could go buy, because he has, oh no, he has no trophies, so he can't buy anything. Not yet. This is where you buy the red and yellow glyphs for 2 or 3 trophies. So I am thinking, oh, I see. This is not great because to finish this, he'd have to take 2 sanity points of damage, and he only has 3. So really put him down to fail on this. Not loving it, and it's pretty hard because he has this thing that will turn one glyph result into a lore. So that's nice. This thing with the lore on it, the scroll, that's doable. The rest, though, you have to roll a peril, and then at some point you have to have 7 investigation all at the same time. Pretty tough. And I would hope to get the 7 investigation first. I don't know. Oh, and if I fail, I lose 2 more sanity and die. He would be out of the game. Don't want to do that. Alright, I guess we'll do this one. Even though it's not, it doesn't have a requirement to get a lore that he has an item for. Still. Hopefully it works out. So, peril, good. We didn't roll any 3s, so we could use 2 dice to get rid of this 3, but then we'd be pretty low on dice. I'm hoping I use the peril now, since I'm allowed to do them out of order. And then I can get, if I can reroll and get some 3s instead of 1s and stuff, it would be helpful. I didn't. So I do this. Do I want to save the 1? No. I need it to be 3s. The 1 isn't really going to help enough. Alright, we failed. Well, I mean, yeah, we failed because at this point we need to have exactly 3 3s rolled. Need to have a 3 rolled now. Yeah, we failed. And then we need 2 more 3s. The other one. It was a pretty tall order, coming in here with no special tools to get all that, but it was possible. He took 1 sanity hit. Looks like he got a clue, so that's nice. Failing, it gave you a clue. I thought it was going to take away a clue, but it gave one. That's good. Alright, Amanda Sharp already has yellow and red tools, so that's good. Her power is she can complete any number of tasks on 1 roll. Very good. No, I'm going to do something easy-ish. I thought this one looked easy-ish, but it just failed. This one, pretty easy looking. Let's go do it. Doing easy ones, I have found, is often a good thing. The hard ones will beat you up. Okay, let's use this knife, get the yellow glyph. Let's use this Nameless Cults book and get the red glyph. And now we just want to get... Ooh, good roll. So, I can use the red 3 and the green 3 to get rid of this skull-looking thing. This, what does it say? The light danced across its horrible visage, and I could not look away. It's like a mask. It's like a painted skull. And then there's this. It was page upon page of egregious blasphemy. Oh no, not blasphemy. I won, woo! Or I can do, I rolled a lot of good stuff, so I could do, oh wait, this is Amanda Sharp. Amanda may complete any number of tasks on her turn. So we get the perfect roll. Because she can do the lore and the investigation and then the other investigation all at the same time because I got the perfect roll and I don't have to throw anything away and re-roll again. Success. Excellent task for Amanda Sharp. A bear. Jenny Barnes is first player, so I think we're about to have Midnight. And a Mythos effect. Yig Mythos effect, monster. A monster has appeared. Curiously, we have no Doom yet, which is curious, unusual. The monster is on Hidden Threat. So it took me a long time to figure out what monsters were, because the rules are really long and I could never sit through them. I've just been learning by playing. The monster is this green task. So this this adventure, I think, was already here, maybe. The monster is the green task. And you can kill the monster without finishing the rest of the adventure. It's possible. But the monster has an extra thing. It has costs an extra like die of what you have to do. And it will cause a Doom token. It will advance the Doom track when you succeed in killing it. So it's very annoying. But let's see, what is this? If you fail, a monster will appear. If you succeed, a monster will appear anyway. Or another monster will appear when you solve that green. And thank you very much, Shadowrunner, for composing these pieces of music for us. Incredibly helpful. I did find that YouTube was saying that my copyright marks on the little bits of music that I had from popular songs did not impact the videos. It used to say it did, that they were not monetizable or not something. And I just was like, let's not, if we can avoid it. Use something that you're allowed to use with no question. So now I'm like, well, maybe I could go back to using the pop music, but it still marks it. And it means like, maybe sometimes I'll use that, but mostly it's like less work to just, it's less risk of them changing their minds later and being like, actually, we've decided to make all of your videos disappear because you have little clips of music. So Hidden Threat. Later, thank you for dancing with me, Shadowrunner. Later, all I would recall of the stranger who asked me for the time was the snake around his neck. What a creep. So I could do this one to get rid of the monster because I don't want monsters piling up, making things harder. And I would get an Elder Sign for defeating this, so it's not bad. I got this thing that'll give me a red and a yellow, and I got a spell. Oh, I also have this. Find Gate, used to open an additional Otherworld adventure. That's generally a good thing. So I think we should go back to the map. And before committing to an adventure... And she gets the red and yellow for cheap. She can just use one plain thing to get them. That's good. But first, let's open another door. City of the Great Race. The City of the Great Race requires this combination. Peril, Scroll, Terror. As well as this combination, 3 Investigation. If you fail, you take 2 stamina points of damage and 1 sanity point of damage. If you succeed, you get 3 unique items, red things, and 1 Elder Sign. It's doable. But I think the monster looks maybe a little bit easier. It does cause a doom, though. YouTube seems to be rather fickle about the music. I agree. The one with the brass is my favorite. You called that one... Oh, thanks. I had fun making the music. That's great. I'm glad. You called that one Brass Butt Blast, didn't you? I still haven't, like, put on-screen credits or chat credits for, like, the names of the songs and the fact that you wrote them, but I would like to. Because I mean, some of them you put my name in them, and then one of them you put Brass Butt Blast, which is an amazing song name for a dance song. I love it. Do I want to do this one? Do I have a clue? I don't have a clue. Is there something easier I could do that would be useful? Something easier. This music reminds me of Battlestar Galactica a little bit. Yes, that's Brass Butt Blast, I think. Inspired by the always amazing Buttspot, of course. Fantastic. I'm so glad Buttspot was helpful. 3 perils. Let's do it. That seems doable to me. Maybe. Okay, so we already did something to get the yellow and the red, which is good because I forgot to do it last time. Roll the dice. Ooh, it's a shame we don't have the power of the other character who could just do everything in one turn. Because this is an amazing roll. Basically, this is a wild over here, the red pulsating detective. That is a wild, and that's gonna be a peril if I wanted to. But I can only solve one task at a time. And then I have to re-roll. So I'll discard... oh wait, I can use... Oh, I don't have a spell to lock anything. It's too bad. I just have to re-roll. Oh well. Yay, I got another one. And re-roll again. Yay, I got a third one. Yay! So I did get 1 Doom on the Doom track, but that's my first Doom. I'm doing well so far. And we got an Elder Sign, which is going to be the 3rd of 10. A yellow, some red thing with a thing on it. I think that kills a monster. And 2 trophies. Looking good. Looking good. Ooh, nice dice emojis. They look good on the screen. Do that again. Boom. Bouncy dice. Looks like I rolled a lot of 1s. So that's the emoji. Let's see. Rita. Rita Young. Does not suffer sanity and stamina losses from completing tasks. She has a clue and a red thing and a yellow thing that's a whiskey to gain sanity. Okay? Because drinking makes you more sane. Rule. Can she do this one? The thing is, no, well, it should be okay. she fails, she'll take 2 sanity hits, but she won't take these, because that's her power. But she has to do them in order. She has a clue and a red thing. It'd be easier if you had a yellow thing also. Or we could do this one. This is easier than this. This requires a certain thing, then a certain thing, and then 7 points. This requires 3 points, then 6 points, then a certain thing. Depending on the numbers you roll, that could be a lot of dice that you spend on the 3 and the 6. This one's easier, which is why you don't get much for it. This one you get an Elder Sign and a monster. Well, this one, if you fail, you lose a sanity, but you get a clue. Interesting. So even if you fail, you kind of get a little something. This one, if you fail, you lose a sanity and a stamina. If you win, you don't get an Elder Sign. You just get 2 clues and a common item. And 1 trophy. Which I think is an indicator. Like, this is 2 trophies, and this is 1. And the numbers on these are lower, like, of what you have to get. A 2 and a 4. They're both in order. This is basically, like, this is the same type of adventure, but it's easier. So I think I should do this one. Unless I see another one I want to do that causes damage that no one else should be doing. I would send her to do this one, but I don't think she has enough tools to get it done. I could go buy a clue, or I could do this and get 2 clues and a common and a trophy. I think I should do that. So you can spend your turn to buy 1 thing, but that's your whole turn. And you lose your trophies, you get 1 thing, and that's it. And then the Mythos effect happens, the game moves on, you didn't accomplish much, but you're a little better equipped. Or you can use your turn to press your luck and try one of these tasks that you might succeed at. And if you get it done, you generally get even more than you would have gotten by buying 1 thing. So first of all, we have the 2. It is a done. I do not have a spell, so I cannot lock any of these nice results. I just have to reroll them all. Now we need the 4. I'm going to keep the red because I don't have to get rid of it. I can just use a couple of greens to do the 4. Now I need something to be a scroll. I got it. Done. 2 scrolls, 2 clues, 1 common item, and a trophy. Pretty good haul for a turn. That'll make the next thing easier. Oh no, it's a moon. Not a moon. So, let's see. Mark's power is he can do ordered things out of order. His equipment is he has something that turns a die into a scroll, and he has a clue, and he has a health power-up. His sanity is only at 2 now. But we do have a moon thing. Moons are bad. The moon says, at midnight, -1 stamina to team. We have to get rid of this. It's very important. But can we? He doesn't have anything that will help with the scroll thing, and he doesn't have anything to get the yellow and the red glyphs. So he's not a good candidate for this one. He's only going to have 6 dice. It's not good. And he'll have 1 reroll, 1 extra free reroll of whatever, because of the clue. Terror would be -1 sanity. He doesn't have much sanity. This is not too hard, but not great. And if possible, I'd like him to do one that's easy but ordered. He can't do this one. He doesn't have enough sanity for it. And if he can't do any very well, very easily, well, he could maybe do this one. Maybe. then I'd like him to go get more tools instead. I guess I could try this one. Might get lucky. I could heal him a little bit. Doesn't really matter. It's not gonna get hurt. Oh, it's not great. I can't use this 3 2s on the 6 because I have to... Oh no, he's the guy who does them out of order. So it is great. So I didn't get a skull. The skull would be the really good one to get. But I can use these 3 2s to get rid of the 6. It's not ideal. I'd rather have 2 3s to get rid of it. But it's close. And then reroll. Huh. Interesting choice. So I could use my clue to reroll all 3 and have a better chance of getting one of these results, a 3 or a skull. Or I could spend these, the 2 and the 1, to solve the 3, and then hope that I'll have 2 chances on the last die. I'll have the roll and then the clue reroll. And if one of those is a skull, I win. Otherwise, I don't. What are the odds on that? A 6th, and I don't know. A 6th for the first case, and then plus a 6th for the second case. That's not how the probability works. That would mean that if you rolled 6 times, you'd be guaranteed to get a skull, which is not true. Probability is much more difficult than it seems. I'm going to use the reroll now because it gives me the most rerolls. Do clue now, roll all 3. I agree. I think you're right. Because it gives you the most rolls. Well, that didn't work. Okay, so the only thing left to do is this, and then say a little prayer and get a 1 in 6 chance of no. He loses 1 sanity, but he gets 1 clue. So he might have to go heal his... It's Matthew Popo, not me. He's the odd brain. I'm working up an appetite. Okay, what time is it? 8:30. Good. I'm eating crackers, but I might have to get something else. Okay. Amanda may complete any number of tasks. Right. So to use Amanda's power to its fullest, I just type the things he says to the stream. Oh my god, Butt's bot. I just typed the things he says to the butt. That's one of Butt's better messages. Hello, Hooligan Grundy. Welcome, how you doing? Amanda's power is she can complete any number of tasks. So the best use of Amanda's power is a place where you have a lot of very easy tasks, but there's a whole bunch of them. Like this one, for instance. Although this one, they're in order. So if she gets like a 3 and a skull, she can't use the skull because she hasn't gotten the 6 yet. This one's probably a good idea. And I kind of forgot that I needed to focus on this one already. So let's go do this one. She's got some stuff. Hey yo. Welcome, Hooligan Grundy. Good to see you. She's got 2 clues and the yellow glyph. And she could do, if she gets a lot of perils, it's gonna be good. Okay, she got squat. So we're going to use a clue. We're going to reroll all 7. Wait. Maybe I'll keep one number, because we do need a number. Because if she gets 1 peril and then 0 numbers, then that would be a big mistake on my part. So we'll keep everything except one of the 3s. I mean, we'll re-roll everything except one of the 3s. Okay, good. So we could solve one of the 2 things now, but not the other. Unless we use the other clue. So we need a big number, a 2 or a 3, and a skull. And then we can re-roll with the clue everything else to try to get that 3rd skull now. Boom. Did it. High fives, high fives, high fives, high fives, high fives, high fives. High five, high five, high five. Did it, did it, did it. Love her power. Love it. So unfortunately we're getting 1 monster, but that's okay. We are also getting 1 Elder Sign. We're going to be 4 Elder Signs to 1 Doom. That's good. Really good. Got a red and a yellow and 2 trophies. Pretty good haul. Really pretty good haul. Jenny Barnes, first player. Time for Mythos Effect. Midnight. Oh, and best of all. Midnight, nothing much happens. Doom +1 is a pretty typical night. We were lucky the other one, where we only got nothing and a monster. A pretty typical result of a Mythos Effect is Doom +1. I think one of the things that makes this supposedly easy is that the Mythos effects for Yig are, they're not like Doom +2, Doom +2, Doom +2. They're just Doom +1. And sometimes nothing. And a monster. So now we have 2 monsters. That's these claws coming through the map. Shadowrunner has won 5 from the jump catch game. Fantastic. Also, thank you, Shadowrunner, for using the pronouns plugin. I find it very helpful when people do. And Matthew Poco as well. Thank you very much for using the pronouns plugin. Monsters. Unnatural habitat. Let's see, whose turn is it? It's Jenny Barnes' turn. Before conjuring glyphs, Jenny may discard a common item, spell, or clue to gain the red and yellow glyphs. So basically, she can't discard a red to get the red and yellow glyphs, although she does have one that will provide both. She could use that once. But she can discard a yellow, which is a common item, or a purple, which is a spell. She doesn't have any purple. Or a gray beige, which is a clue. She doesn't have that right now. But she does have a yellow, and she can use that to get the 2 things, if I remember to do it this time. Hooligan redeemed invest in self-sealing stem bolts. Well done. I hope your investment pays off. Unnatural habitat. So the monster's sort of an extra thing on top of this other task. And all you get is a book. And the book is like a yellow, I think. And you get 1 trophy. So maybe that's not a big deal. I think having a lot of monsters out eventually does something. Hold on. Hooligan Grundy said, I heard a guy on the promenade talking about them. They gotta be a sure thing. You're right. You're right. Gotta keep your ear to the, what's the saying? Keep your ear to the something. Conjure glyphs. No. I want to know about this monster. It won't tell me. Okay. Back to the map. So you can go and look at the stuff without committing to it until you've rolled the dice. Maniac. I found the description of the monster. Smiling, he showed me where he had carved glyphs on his chest with a knife. Well, maybe he's just a weirdo. Oh, so this monster has made the assassination attempt harder. So we already had this location that was like the 4 perils that I was like, I think that's pretty hard. And now this monster has appeared on that card and has made it even worse. And that monster says, Serpent Warrior. The creature hissed at me, and poisonous spittle dripped from its fangs. So when you succeed at killing this monster with the peril, you'd get 2 points of stamina damage. She only has 3. Not really feeling like doing that. Can she solve this one with these tools? I don't know. This is more of a job for Mark, if he had better tools. Mark needs some tools. And this one, you take a point of sanity damage whenever you fail a roll, and you have a terror on it. Writing on the wall. You need a scroll, a skull, and 5, all at the same time. And you get a new monster that you don't really want, but you also open up a new location that might be helpful. And you get a yellow and a spell. The book is a spell. Purple. Okay. This one's not great because it would do 2 damage to her stamina, and she only has 3. Does get an Elder Sign if she succeeds. It hurts her sanity if she gets terrors, but she has a lot of sanity to spare. I think I should do this one. First, let's check for anything with something on the top that's real bad. Like a moon effect, like a nighttime effect. Okay, so these are just terror effects. They don't happen unless you try the adventure. So in this one, no adventure effect, but it's kind of hard to do in order. It's better to have the guy who doesn't have to follow the order, Mark. Let him do it. Let's do this one. This one? Yeah, this one. I feel like this one's not that hard. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I used a yellow to get the yellow and the red glyphs, because that's her power. And now we're going to go into this other world. A secret gathering. Oh, it's not another world. It's just a graphic that looks like the other world icon. This is a regular room. Alright, so a very threatening sound has happened, because a terror has been rolled. If during this roll I don't finish a task, the terror effect will happen. The terror effect is to lose 1 sanity. Fortunately, I did roll 2 scrolls. So the terror effect is not happening at this time. It's good. Famous last words. It seems this one is not that hard. Yeah. Well, I did it. I was right. It wasn't that hard. We got a monster, we got another other world, we got an Elder Sign, so we'll be up to 5 out of 10. We got a clue and 2 trophies. Boom, 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 boom. High fives, high fives, high fives. Now I'm thinking, like, what should I make my emotes? Not emotes, yeah, my channel emotes. High fives, dance, applause. That's a good one. Applause. Thank you for the applause sound. Applause, haha, raid, what are the common ones? GG, I don't know. These are just ideas. I still need to like figure out what they're gonna look like. Maybe just my face doing things or something. I don't know. Okay, this is, I think I've gotten better at this game. I've been playing the higher levels to get more characters. And as a result, now that I come back to the supposedly easy level, I am actually finding that it's a bit easier. And maybe it helps that I'm talking through my strategy and not playing at 2 in the morning when I'm confused. And when I'm like giving up, I'm like, oh, I don't know, just go in and roll the dice. Who cares? Because that's how you lose. Okay, Rita. Rita does not suffer sanity and stamina losses from completing tasks. She has 3 clues and a yellow die, but not a red. None of these. Oh, here's this one. Okay. This is still here. 3 clues is pretty good. High five emote would be cool. Yeah, I don't know what it would look like, but you could just say high five and put a hand up or something. I mean, there is this emoji, which is debated. There's an emoji, not emote, but emoji, which is debated. Does it mean pray? Does it mean thank you? It's usually used for thank you. Or does it mean high five? It doesn't have any kind of like clap, like sound lines or anything. So mostly it's used for thanks. But it's basically prayer hands. I'm turning my head because my phone's giving me Discord alerts, and I'm like, who's talking? What are they doing? Let's see. Do I want to do this one? She's got 4 sanity. She would lose 2 sanity if she failed, but she's got 3 clues. It's not impossible. Kind of want to do it. Medusa exhibit. Oh, look at all the people who turned stone. Oh, I thought the Medusa exhibit would be Medusa. It's not. Medusa, how could any sculptor depict horror so perfectly? Yeah, well, I don't think they did, honestly. I'm pretty sure that these were just people. All right, let's do it. We did it. We got 1. And watch this. That little blue brain that's a -1, it's going to do nothing. And her little, the little thing in the little picture, this thing over here, this little like picture of whatever is going to flash as soon as I do this, because her power is going to activate. Her power is Rita does not suffer sanity and stamina losses from completing tasks. When she succeeds, she does not take these damages. I have clues, but I don't need them yet because I've succeeded. So watch for the flash. It flashed. Boom. No sanity loss for her. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the other power, which is to keep doing more things on one roll. If she did, I'd be done because I rolled another scroll and 3, 3, and 2. I'd be done. But I don't have that on this character. And if I had 3 spells, I'd be done because I would lock, or 4 spells. I would lock those 4 dice on those 4 spells and be done. But instead, I have to reroll. When Siri reads that emoji, they say, hands pressed together. That is literally what it is. Are they both from the same person or different people? Unclear. Oh dear. Okay, well that's why we came in with lots of clues. Okay. This roll, garbage. Garbage roll. Let's clue it up. Place everything. Reroll all of them. We did it. Got a scroll. Now we gotta roll 5 dice. We gotta get 7 investigation points. Can we do it? We got 4. And we have 2 clues left. So the chances are actually quite good. We're going to keep the 4. Going to reroll all the things that don't have numbers on them. And we did it. Chat. Chat. Give me high fives. High fives. We got a new monster. We got an Elder Sign. We'll be up to 6. A spell. A bit of mental health. And 2 trophies. We've been succeeding so much, I haven't even been counting the trophies since we started succeeding, after we got rid of those really annoying starting problems. Let's see. Let's check everybody's trophy count. Mark Harrigan has 0 trophies. He has not been doing well. Jenny Barnes has 9 trophies. It only takes 10 trophies to buy an Elder Sign. That's amazing. Rita has 4. She can buy some good stuff. And Amanda has 5. I have won this game by buying the last few Elder Signs. Or the last one at least. What is that? What is that you're writing? You put a hand from the emoji set, and then you put a character I haven't seen before, which is like it's rendering as like a transparent hand. Oh, it's a different hand from the emoji set. It's just rendering differently in different places. Interesting. In Stream Elements on screen, it's rendering as one thing. Oh, and the other one doesn't render as an emoji. Oh, no, it does. It does. It does. But the one that's showing up in Firefox as like a white outline on a black image, that one, does it show up as an emoji? Yes, it does. It shows up as an emoji on screen in Stream Elements. Fascinating. Okay, Mark, why is your backpack blinking? Because you have something you can use, which is a health steak. You can eat a steak and some what, Brussels sprouts and a potato with butter. I mean, yeah, it sounds like it would heal you. I could go for that whole thing. It's like big diner meal. So Mark may complete ordered tasks in any order. He's got a clue. He can turn. He's got an object to turn one thing into a scroll, and he can heal his body. But his mind is where he's so weak. And basically anything that has a brain in the corner here is death for him. I would send him to do this one if I believed he could succeed. Well, if he had more sanity. But his sanity is in the toilet. He cannot do this one. He would lose sanity on the terror. He'd lose sanity if he lost if he failed the adventure. Can't do this one. He can't do this one because he would lose sanity if he rolls a terror. And this one is hard, and he probably won't succeed, so there's not a great reason to go do it. Brussels sprouts, tiny evil cabbages, not a fan. Understood. Brussels sprouts are tricky, and they're bitter. They can be good if they're made well, and if you don't despise Brussels sprouts too much. If they're like roasted with oil and capers and bacon and salt and just made with stuffing, like just add a bunch of stuff that's not Brussels sprouts and then they taste really good. But you also have to like roast them up. They're just okay. If you like steam them, then they're, yeah, tiny evil cabbages. Exactly. Brussels sprouts are yummy. See, I can tell you two are married because one of you hates Brussels sprouts and the other one thinks they're great. So this one would kill him because he would lose his sanity if he failed, which he would probably fail. So there's nothing great for him to do. And he has no trophies. But this is one of those times where, because there's nothing great for him to do, unless there's an easy one where he can use a lore switcher power that he's holding, there's something that needs a lore. This one, but it would kill him if he failed. And if anyone dies, this game gets much harder. So I think he just needs first aid. Unfortunately, he's never succeeded at anything in his life, ever. So he doesn't have any trophies. So he can't use 2 trophies to maximize his mental health. He can only use the +1 to his sanity, which is free. And that's okay because his maximum is 3 anyway. So spending 2 trophies to get 2 points versus no trophies to get 1 point, it's similar enough. So I'm going to use his entire turn to give him 1 sanity point because I don't trust him to survive anything the way he is. We are a house divided. Mon petit chou. Oh, I don't understand French. Please speak in English. What does that mean? I'm guessing it's my little something. It's so delicious. My little chew. Is that Brussels sprout? Or is that a pet name for your wife? I don't know. Okay, Amanda. Amanda may complete any number of tasks. She's pretty healthy. She's got a red and a yellow. No clues, no spells. She's got 5 trophies, so we could buy some tools, or we could not. This one looks so doable if you just get a few clues. But without clues, it's pretty hard to get it in the right order. It's pretty unlikely. This is easier. Let's do this one. First, I'm just going to quickly check there's nothing urgent. No, there isn't. So this one looks easy enough that I think we can do it. Petit chou, darling in French, literally means little cabbage. It's like sweetie pie. But it's even better for addressing a Brussels sprout. If you happen to be married to a Brussels sprout, calling them my little cabbage is just so apt. All right, so that sound means we rolled a terror, but the terror will not hurt if we succeed at a task on this roll, which we will. Because we got a scroll and a 3. And then we roll. Oh. We did it. We got a 2 and a 1, that's the 3. We got a detective. Thank God I had that red. Because I need the detective to turn into a scroll. And that solves this. No terror effect, no failure, absolute perfection. We have a purple spell that has a little Ghostbusters symbol on it. Kind of looks like it's going to get rid of a monster. I want to go look at what that's going to do. Because I wasn't able to see the text yet. After all this happens, I'm going to go look at that. Woo, 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 woo. Midnight. Yigg-Mythos effect. Doom +2. Oh no. Doom, doom. So we have 6 Elder Signs and 4 Doom, but the Doom track only goes up to 8, and then we lose. The Elder Sign track goes up to 10, and then we win. One of those two things will happen. So back to Amanda. She got a purple thing. Bind monster. Used to defeat 1 monster. That's pretty cool. That's what I thought. But I thought somebody else got one of those earlier, and I didn't use it yet. But I don't see it. So I'm confused. Unless she has 2 of those, and this interface doesn't show both. No, this says 2 or something else. Huh. Okay. So we're back to Jenny. Jenny, I got your number. Jenny can discard a yellow to get the yellow and red. She's got 9 trophies. So Jenny needs to get a trophy. That's the priority for Jenny. It's just an easy trophy. Maybe this one? It's not that easy. It's kind of easy. Alright. Let's do that. We'll trade in a yellow for the yellow and red things. 8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9. Wait. 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 The last one. That's the one. I'm like, that's not Jenny's number. Whose number is that? Oh god, that was wrong too. This is like an SAT question. Of these 4 phone numbers, which of them is Jenny's? I don't think you can see it on screen yet until the characters move out of the way, but... Oh wait, I can move it up. Which of the numbers above is Jenny's? 80s trivia. Okay, we need a 3 first. Oh no. Oh good, a clue. Kind of need that clue later. But I don't want to throw away. I'm going to need that clue later. I only have 1 clue. I think I'm better off throwing away 1 thing. Oh, but I'm going to get a terror effect. What is the terror effect? But what is the terror effect? -1 sanity. And the failure in general is another sanity. Also handy if you ever want a discount at a store and don't want to give them your phone number. You can also Google like Starbucks in any place. Anytime you need an address for any zip code, just look up on Google Maps like Starbucks in that city, and there you go. There's a valid address. Are you sending junk mail to Starbucks? Maybe. But it's Starbucks. There's always a Starbucks. Should I use the clue now to re-roll everything and make it pretty likely to get a 3? Although not that likely because I didn't get it the first time. That avoids the terror effect for this roll. But it means I have no more clues. And it means my next roll, where I'll have 7 dice, I need to get all of these 3 things at the same time just by chance, or one of the subsequent ones. I will be able to hold on to one result because I have one character here as the dice pool gets smaller and smaller. I use City Hall. Nice. I don't want to start losing dice early. So let's re-roll everything and hope for a 3. All right. We got 2s. So we'll do the 2s. We have to do that first. And then sadly we do have everything for this and we can't use it because it's the next thing. So yeah, I'm wrong. I can't save anything because I don't have a spell to save anything. If I had 3 spells, I'd be done. If I have to discard, then I can hold on to something. So now I have numbers and a skull, but I don't have the scroll. So I have to roll again. I don't have any clues. I don't have any spells. I will discard 1 die. Once I do that, this little thing on the side shows up that lets me save 1 result. The 2 isn't as hard to get because a 2 or a 3 is valid, or a 1 and a 1. But the skull is hard to get. It's very specific. So I'm going to save the skull and hope I get... Nope, that's bad. So I didn't get a 2. I didn't get a scroll. I got a terror, so I'm going to lose a sanity. And now my pool is even smaller. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm in trouble now. Dance, dance, dance. So I got I have a 2, I have a skull that I'm saving, but I don't have the scroll. And I got another terror, so I'm losing another sanity. And there it goes. Bomb. And then, oh, you blew us up. And then I'm going to reroll. Maybe I'll get lucky. I didn't get lucky. So I'm going to fail the adventure now because I don't want to discard and roll again and maybe get another terror and lose an extra sanity. It's now impossible for me to win. There's nothing that can happen to make me win this adventure this time. So fail adventure, lose only 1 sanity from here. And we tried. We tried. It's strangely entertaining to do the bomb to a group. I'm gonna do it. Bomb. Bombs away. Oh, I bombed myself because I was alone. Well, I was just off screen. Was I even on screen? I mean, I think I should always be on screen because I'm the streamer. I don't know. I'm gone now. You know what it might be? It might be set up wrong. Let me see. Studio mode. Let's go to here. Oh, there I am. But where's stream avatars? Yeah, it's a little big. Something happened to make it go a little wider than the whole screen. And then back to here. There. My goose was wandering off the screen. Didn't like that. There's an edge that goes under chat. Oh. It goes under chat? Oh, is chat on top of it? No. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe I can fix it. I thought it was on top of chat. Well, I think what I did was it was too wide and there was a part that was going off the edge of the screen. Because I remember we couldn't read Jenny's phone numbers. Like, yeah, there's a character on top of the chat now. Oh, we got bombed. I don't think it was under the chat. I think it was just off the right side of the whole screen. Okay, Rita. Lovely Rita. Mita maid. Right. She has one clue, one spell. And she doesn't suffer losses from successful tasks. But if I send her to do this one, she's going to fail it because she only has one clue. And she's going to take a huge amount of damage. This one, you need a lot of clues to do this one. Or a lot of spells, or a lot of something. Or a thing that turns things into peril. This one, doable. How many trophies? She got 4 trophies. This one's a little bit harder. Yeah, it's pretty similar, actually. Only this one, if you succeed, you get a monster, but you don't get anything bad if you fail, really, except losing a sanity. You get a clue if you fail. This one, you get a doom if you fail, which is worse than a monster. So maybe this one. Yeah, there's nothing tailor-made for Rita in this set. Is this easy? To have all that stuff at the same time with one clue and no red and yellow glyphs? I don't know. I don't know about that. I think this one is conceivable. And when I fail, I'll lose one sanity. It's alright. But 50. Nice try, butt spot. I don't think there's a butt command. Not aware of a butt command. Here we go. 3. We're on a roll. It's not much of a roll, but it's a roll. And we're off the roll. Okay. Let's re-roll. Now, do I keep the 2? I guess I should keep the 2. Because I might roll some 2s, some 1s, or something. I need 3s, but 2's pretty good. Alright. So then I got these 3 to do this. I'll take it. And then I just need a barrel. I didn't get it. Now I have a 1 in 6 chance. Will I get the peril? No. Wah, wah. Oh no. I got a clue and lost a sanity. Well, at least that's one way to get, like, a clue, if you can afford the sanity loss. So Mark's deal, Mark Harrigan may complete ordered tasks in any order. He could have completed that last task much better. Because if he gets a peril, he can do it first. So I think he should try this one. He has a clue, but he has something that turns something into a scroll. He can't do this one because it has terror -1 sanity and loss of sanity for losing the whole adventure. Which is a shame because he has may complete ordered tasks in any order, and he also has an item Blue Watcher. Use after conjuring to change a glyph result to a lore. That seems tailor-made for this adventure. But excuse me, my nose is running. But he's too fragile in his brain. He can't handle the pressure. So I don't think so. This is also Terror -1 sanity. And it's pretty hard. This is Terror -1 trophy. He doesn't have trophies, so that's interesting. But it's also really hard because the 5 is hard with this other stuff, and then there's also this monster that you also have to defeat with a peril, and you'll add a doom to the doom total whenever you fail. So he could kill the monster and just leave just the other piece, but that would add 1 to the doom. He can't lose trophies, so that's possible to do. Here he can only lose 1 sanity, so this is possible. And maybe he could do it. Let's give it a try. Gesundheit, thank you. Dreamlands. Has anyone watched Sandman? I have seen the first, 2 episodes and a bit of the cat one. It's on my list. I want to watch more of it. I'm just finishing Ms. Marvel. Alright, roll it. I don't have anything to do to prepare. Okay. Let's do... I already rolled a scroll, so the thing to turn things into scrolls will not help at this time. But it might help on a later roll. But let's use this. We need 3 investigation. Does the number on the sling command affect its power or its angle? It affects its angle. So sling 90 goes straight up in the air. And where's my OBS? Where are you, OBS? And sling 45 or sling 135 goes diagonally. And sling 150 go very horizontal. And sling 60 goes almost vertical, but a little bit horizontal. I don't think there's a way to change the power level. So here I need the 3 and the scroll to keep. And then I need to get rid of everything else so I can try to get the skull. Bump, bump, bump. Nope. No more clues. Alright, so we'll discard the irrelevant one. Today's Redactyl was very hard. Oh, I haven't played Redactyl. I play Wordle, and sometimes I play Duo Trick Wordle, which I thought about streaming. I haven't gotten to it yet. Haven't done it yet, but Duo Trick Wordle is 32 Wordles at the same time, where you have 37 guesses. I think Redactyl's the one where it changes as you guess. The gold keeps changing to get away from you. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? I think I got it. Ba-boom. 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 Yes, Dreamland solved. We got an Elder Sign, 2 clues, and 2 trophies. Sweet. Those Mark's first trophies. That's Mark's first success in this game at doing anything. Oh, I thought I was good at Quordle for just 4 words. 32 is intense. Duo Trigordle, it's really fun. You can't do it well on an iPad because it doesn't scroll that well, but it's good on desktop. Redactyl is guess the random Wikipedia article with most of the words redacted. Oh, I don't. Is that easy? It sounds That sounds too hard. I can't imagine doing that. I mean, if you're allowed to Google, then you can figure it out. But I don't know. Amanda Sharp may complete any number of tasks in her turn. So she should probably do this one. Does she have good stuff? She has a clue, and she has this thing. Can I use the thing now? Use to defeat one monster. Okay, so I have 4 monsters. Instead of just going after the easy things, the easy adventures, that'll get me progress, tools, trophies. Now that I have this weapon, maybe I should go after a monster. So 2 of these monsters have dooms on them. I don't like that. Not a fan. What else does she have? Most of these monsters are on cards that only have 1 task, which means her power would be nullified, be useless, if I focus on her monster killing ability. When you guess if the word is in the article, it fills in, and you guess if the word is in the article, it fills in. You have unlimited guesses. I have to try it. I didn't know that's what Redactyl was. That sounds fun. Maybe I should do it on stream, but not tonight. We're so close. We got 7 Elder Signs out of 10, and only 4 Dooms. This is definitely heading in the right direction, but this game can go south real fast. Is this doable with these tools? There's a clue. I just don't know if killing a monster, if going in somewhere to kill a monster is worth it for what you get on these monster places. And like killing the monsters in some cases, it just adds doom. So it's not a great strategy. Or here, it hurts you. Kill the monster, you get 2 physical damage, and you still have to do the rest of the adventure and get even more damage when you fail. So, yeah, doom, 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 doom. So these are not tempting monsters to kill. What's tempting is to just go do this. Although I have to do them in order. Is there anything that's not in order but is a bunch of easy stuff? No, there isn't. So it's probably going to be one of these. This one or this one. This one. If you fail, you get a doom. Let's do this one. Then you get an Elder Sign. I don't know. Book of Nerds. Welcome, Book of Nerds. Elder Sign. Hi, Joe. Hi, Book of Nerds. I will be streaming with Book of Nerds and a bunch of other cool people on Just CCG's stream on Sunday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time. And I was just watching Book of Nerds today. Let's watch some Book of Nerds.
Talk to people at the game house, Daniel. Can you talk to them and see if they can get ice cream flavors named after designers, and we could have a Ube Rosenberg flavor?
Yes,
I think that would be amazing.
that would be so good.
John, that's
Oh my gosh.
when we do the clips for the show. That's the one you do the clip of right there.
Yes, that's so good.
How long have you been waiting to use that?
Excellent. Jam. Also known as Maroon 7 or Maroon 6, if we're missing a person. Yeah, they were just saying if you shout out Book of Nerds, the chances of Amanda Panda being on there is pretty high. Pretty good chance. And so please follow John. He streams cool board games all the time. He's very chill. Streams with his wife and his friends. Very fun. Has a beautiful cat and lots of camera tricks. Also, please follow
I'm kind of
Just
getting
CCG.
impatient now, and so
yeah.
I go over and I'm like, does I picture her having like craft her bead supplies like in kind of nice organized maybe like baskets or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just going over there and I'm like fiddling through them and like kind of pouring them out into my hands and
Being rude.
and I like look at one of the kids and he's looking up at me and I like take a few of them and stick them up my nose.
Oh my
And I'm
goodness.
like, you know,
It's Amanda
trying to
Panda again.
distract him. And then
She's in all the clips.
Yeah, I could just and then
Yeah.
Yeye looks over at me and I'm like, I quickly take them out of my nose and I'm like.
So John and I will both be on Jess's channel. That message that Good Place Janet said, she's checking what Jess's Twitch settings are, and it says she was last streaming 5-hour 500 follower marathon. Incorrect. What that actually is she's gonna be streaming. That's just her current setting. It's what she's already set it. She's set up her stream for Sunday because I guess she's probably not gonna stream before then again. So on Sunday, she's doing a 5-hour stream with me and John and Amanda and Marky Mark and Not Jazz and a couple other people that I can't remember that many people at the same time. But all lovely people playing a bunch of board games. I don't know, chaos, music, laughs, party games. And that will be this Sunday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time on the Jess_CCG channel. So please give her a follow and come join us and hang out on Sunday. Yes, Elder Sign. Doing well. We got 7 Elder Signs, only 4 Doom. All the people are alive. No one's like about to die necessarily. Does Amanda Sharp have power to do beforehand? No, not beforehand. So we're just gonna roll. Sounds like it'll be a fun butt. Yeah, it will be a fun butt. It was a fun butt last time. All right, we got the 3. And now her power activated. This little white rectangle activated to tell us she can do more than one action. She can finish more than one task on her single roll. But we don't have the dice to do the 6. And we don't have... Oh, we do have a clue. So we need to use the clue to reroll everything that isn't... hold on. To reroll everything we want to get rid of. We definitely want to get rid of the scroll and the 2 octopuses. Do we want to get rid of the terror? We only have one clue. So... Oh, Buttspot. Oh, Buttspot. You. If we can use these 3 dice, and we get lucky enough to have a total of 4 investigation on them, that will add to the 2 to get the 6 done, and then we'll keep the skull to finish this all in one turn. It's a risk that you can get 4 out of these 3 dice. But it's a bigger risk to reroll all of these to try to get more likely to increase the odds of finishing the 6 and then not have anything that will give us the skull peril as any kind of guarantee. So my hunch about the odds is that we should just do this. It worked. We won. We got the 6. And because of her power, we can do this right away. We did it! We got another Elder Sign. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And she has... Okay, 5 monsters. 5 monsters is a lot. I'm actually not sure if there's any limit. If something bad happens if you have too many monsters, I don't know. Doom +1. That's okay. What I've seen... Oh, a monster appears. That's a lot of monsters. What I've seen is... Can you buy signs? Yes. And well, you can buy signs if you have enough trophies. And they cost 10. 10 trophies gets you 1 Elder Sign. But you cannot pool your trophies. One person has to have 10 all by themselves. So, and nobody has that. So we have 9. Jenny has 9. Rita has 4. Mark has 2. Amanda has 8. So we have 2 people who are very close to being able to buy an Elder Sign. And then we'd win. But we're not there yet. And... but she did just get an Elder Sign. So I'm not too worried about the fact that she didn't get a trophy. Oh no, she did get trophies. She got trophies. What I want is... what I wanted last time that it was Jenny's turn. I want Jenny to get a trophy. Because then she'll have 10. Then she could buy an Elder Sign. But she has no clues. We got a lot of monsters. Like this thing became harder because a monster's sitting on it now. Yeah, some of it's getting harder because of the monsters. This hidden passage is interesting because it gets you 2 Elder Signs. You win the game. Can you do it though? With no clues. In order. One at a time. I don't know. Maybe. And she doesn't have the spell that kills a monster. Does she? Oh, she does have one. Use after conjuring to defeat 1 monster. That's what I was looking for. I knew somebody had that. Interesting. Terror, -1 sanity. Well, she might lose a bunch of sanity if we do this one. But she can blow up the monster, and then she could try to get this. She doesn't have any clues, though. So it's hard. But that will get her the one thing. Maybe it's not too hard. That's tempting. Unnatural habitat. That's a tempting option. 2 monsters on this one. I don't think we're doing this one. Plus those monsters cause doom. Don't like doom. I don't know what happens if you have too many monsters. There's no track on it. It just says 6. It doesn't have like a track around it saying that like if you have 10 monsters you lose or something. So there's this one gets you 2 Elder Signs, wins the game, but it's kind of hard to get these in this order. Kind of hard, especially without clues and spells. I could go buy a clue, but that's a whole turn. This will give you some clues if you can get it done. And this might be doable. If we get lucky. It gets you 1 trophy. I just have to get out before it kills her with the too many sanity problems. What's this? How do I use this? After? Use after conjuring to defeat 1 monster. Okay. So I don't have a thing to use for her power. I'm just going to use this Sword of Glory. Use before conjuring to add a red and yellow glyph. So instead of using her power to use a cheap item to get the red and yellow, we're going to use a fancy item to get it. Then roll. And immediately... I don't want to use up the red die killing the monster. I just want to... Oh. Well, she's going to lose a sanity from the terror if I don't... Well, I'm going to kill the monster, so maybe that'll count towards succeeding. Select the monster you wish to defeat. That one. Ooh. And that gave me... interesting. That monster... Killing that monster alone gave me 1... trophy. So she's already got the 10 trophies. She just has to survive now to get that Elder Sign. She's going to... Is this the base game? I believe so. It's called Elder Sign omens. Like it's Elder Sign, different font, omens. But I don't know what the omens part means. As far as I know, it's the base game. I don't think I bought an expansion, so I'm not sure what the omens part means. So the terror is still there, which means that using that spell thing or that special item to kill the monster, that didn't count towards succeeding at a task, unfortunately. So she will lose 1 sanity. She'll be down to 2, but this won't punish her by taking away her sanity when she fails. It'll just do it when she gets another terror. But it's not every terror she rolled. She rolled 2 terrors, but I think it's only 1 sanity loss for this this roll. So now she doesn't have anything else to use. We just have to throw something out that we don't need. We lose 1 sanity. We can still afford to lose 1 more sanity before we have to skedaddle. Let's keep... We don't have a 3, and we have a skull, so let's keep the skull. We can only keep 1 die. And reroll the rest. We did it! A 2, and a 1, and a skull, and a skull. Boom, boom, boom! We got 1 trophy, 1 spell. She already had 10 trophies. Now she's got 11. So next round, she can buy 1 Elder Sign. All we need to win now is 1 more Elder Sign from anyone else, either from purchasing or from doing combat or something. Let's see. This one doesn't give an Elder Sign. It gives 1 trophy. Rita has 4. Not so special. But what's that emote? 2020 shred. Oh, sweet. This is, if you roll a terror, you fail the adventure. Okay, this gives you some tools and stuff. It summons another monster. It's pretty easy to do, though. But her thing is, she doesn't suffer sanity stamina losses from completing tasks. She does not have a monster killing item. She has 1 clue and 1 spell. All right. Thanks for dancing with me. Are there any adventures in here? Custom made for Rita. Well, there's this one. She won't suffer when she kills that monster, but she will suffer 3 damage from failing the adventure, and she will definitely fail the adventure. We're not touching that one. It's not going to happen. It's too hard. This is doable. This is doable. It's not easy, but it might be possible. She has a clue, she has a spell, but she doesn't have the red and the yellow glyph. So she's only going to have 6 dice for this, just the green 6. It's not great. It's not very likely. This one, it's unlikely it would win the game, but it's unlikely. It would give her 2 damage if she fails, and she could handle that. She has 1 clue, 1 spell, 6 dice. Is there anything easy? At this point, there's so many monsters on the cards that anything that might have been easy is probably turned into something less easy. I mean, this is pretty easy. And this will give her the clues that she needs to the skills, the items to kick some ass on her next turn, if she has a next turn, which I think she will. Let's do this one. Do the easy one. Do the easy one. Get the stuff. Free stuff. Okay. Something has broken free. Oh no, a terror. Terror, fail adventure. You may fail this adventure after discarding a glyph. The ancient stone had weighed tons, and yet something had shattered it against the opposite wall of the gallery. Oh no. Well, we're not going to fail, because we got this. We did it. And then we're going to use a spell. We're going to lock this terror. And we did it. Terror, terror, locked, loaded, done. Boom. So she has acquired, she's released another monster. We're going to have 6 monsters. She got a clue, a spell, a red item, and a trophy. Very good haul. A monster appears, back up to 6 monsters. That's fine. Mark Harrigan. Mark has not been as helpful in this playthrough as he was when I played a couple days ago in a different level. I played the Cthulhu level, and I found Mark very helpful for a lot of the adventures in there. But his thing about completing things in any order when they're normally ordered hasn't really been working out very well this time. He could do this one. He could do it in any order. That would be good. But he doesn't have... Oh, and he has something to turn something into a scroll. This is a pretty good match for him. But he doesn't have the extra dice. So it's a bit of a tall order. He does have a couple of clues, though. Okay, storage closet's looking good for him. Oh. He should do this one. This will win the game. And it's not that hard if you can do it out of order. It won't kill him if he fails. Done. This is it. We're going to win. We might win. We might not. I don't know. Okay, what do you got? Yeah. Roll it. Nice. Now, we could solve any one of them now, because he can do them out of order. I was tempted to hit the scroll first, but I'm not going to, because he has this item. Blue Watcher. Drop a glyph to convert to a lure. And that, we're going to use that for a future roll when he doesn't have a scroll and he doesn't have anything good. Then we'll use that item. But for this roll, the hardest one is number 2. It requires 2 different things. A 3 and a skull. So because of his power, we can do them out of order. We get that done first. Didn't use up any clues. Didn't get rid of any dice except for the ones that we used to solve the task. Yeah, do the hard one. Exactly. And then we have... Now it's tempting to use the scroll because it's only 1. You don't want to waste 2 dice on the 3 if you might roll a 3 later. But because we have that power, the Blue Watcher that turns one thing into a scroll, this is in the back. We're done. Because these go here, and then we have to re-roll this. We don't have a spell to keep that scroll, but we don't need it. We have a spell to turn something into a scroll. Boom, it's a scroll. We win. And we get 2 Elder Signs. And we win. The world is saved. We did it. We're amazing. We solved it on easy. Honestly, I've been playing this for years, and it's only now that I can start to see the easy one as being like kind of easy. Like in the sense that if you really think hard and you really plan ahead and you strategize real hard, you have a pretty good chance that you could probably win. That's what they mean by easy. GG's, everyone. GG's. GG's. Oh, I still want to make a GG emote. I haven't started making emotes yet, figuring out how to make them, how I want them to look, and how to make it happen. But like, I have the ones that I want to make. I know the ideas that are going in them. That was fun. That was sweet. Let's see our breakdown. Investigator turns, 22 turns, times 5 points. Inventory items gained, 31. Tasks completed, 45. Adventures completed, 16. Monsters killed, 2. This was quick. I mean, for this game, this was quick. Like, we only did 16 adventures, and we got 10 elder signs out of them, and we didn't buy one. We were about to buy one on the next round, but instead we managed to solve one that gave you 2. Monsters killed, 2. Other worlds open, 2. Elder signs earned, 10. Empty doom slots, 3. Empty doom slots. So the doom had gone up. It was up to 5 out of 8. So there were 3 left. Ancient ones sealed away. 1 Yig has been sealed away for eternity, or until we play again. Incapacitated investigators, 0. Nobody died. Nobody went insane. Everybody's fine. They all just get to go home, take a bath, and relax. That game over is pretty intense for winning. Yeah. It should be a little more celebratory. It's like, yeah, it's over, but it's not over. It's over. Okay, that's result. Yeah, it shouldn't look like stamped with blood when you've succeeded. That's true. But it's a grim game. They're not good at the imagery of light and fluffy success. Let's see here. It is 9:40 something. Let me go back to here. That was fun. So I was thinking of doing like a whole bunch of like a sampler of all these Steam games. I got lots of Steam board game apps. And I was like, a lot of them are short, so I was just going to play a whole bunch on a stream. But I've been getting kind of obsessed with Elder Sign, and I was like, I'm going to start with Elder Sign. I'm going to play that. And it's long, so it's probably going to be the stream. And like, now I'm hungry. I got to pee. And I could take a break and keep streaming, but I don't think I should. I should take the win and end on a high note. Thank you so much for being here and for helping me and dancing with me. And I'm going to find someone to raid, and I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, but I will be streaming on Jess CCG's channel on Sunday. Fun stream. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Chanarader. I like this game. Oh my god, we're going to be raiding Bonzinator because I see Sass Queen is literally in her office. And they're both very funny separately. So I imagine together they're probably even more so. Thanks for the stream. Glad I got here in time for the win. We did it, John. We did it. The Yig has been sealed away for all eternity. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care of yourself and have a great night. And please fill Bon's stream, Bon's chat with emojis and emotes. All the emotes that you have that you can think of. All of them. Just drop them in the chat. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. I love you. Bye. Oops, I should have stopped streaming.